So lately I've been getting sick and tired of my room, and considering this is where I'll be spending most of my time making art, I decided it was about time to give it a rework. So here's how I did it. Starting with the research, I set 3 main goals for this project. Firstly, my room had a lot of random pieces of furniture, and I wanted to simplify for a cleaner look with fewer pieces and more intentionality. Next, because I plan on shooting content, there needed to be a decent amount of space behind the desk for placing camera equipment and lighting setups. And last but not least, I wanted to make my room feel more inviting, cozy, and spacious to invite people over to do work together. So with these goals in mind, I began going down the rabbit hole of reference gathering and research. And here were the main important things I learned about interior design. First of all, lighting is key, but not just any sort of lights. Soft ambient lights make the room feel more cozy and inviting rather than having harsh lights that cast sharp, high contrast shadows. And we can achieve this by having multiple small sources of lights placed throughout the room that create that warm ambience. Next is feng shui. My desk used to be facing the wall with the door right behind me. The problem with that is that I would be vulnerable if someone were to break in my room and try to stab me 57 times. So to counteract this very realistic possibility, we must position the desk in the command position, to where we can see the entirety of the room along with the windows and doorways. Now that I've at least pretended to understand interior design, the next step was actually finding the desk that fits all of this. And after way too many open tabs and reviews, I finally found the perfect L-shaped desk to put in this position. And by placing it here like this, it sits perfectly next to the window where the sunlight is able to reach, allowing me to put some plants here to liven up the space. With the desk sorted, the next step is to clear out all this old furniture and turn the rest of this area into a small living room space. And to finish everything off, we'll go on an IKEA run to grab a couple of wall-mounted shelves for storage, 2 lamps, a mirror to add some more depth to the room, a few coat hooks, and a pegboard to hold all of my miscellaneous stationery. At this point, I have the vision, the furniture, and way too many packages at my door, so there's no turning back. It's time to start construction. The desk came in 2 very big boxes, and unfortunately, I'm no Hercules, so I carried them up piece by piece, and as for making the desk, it was actually a lot easier than it looked, like Lego but for adults. After that, I ordered a couple of drywall anchors so the shelves wouldn't rip out of the wall the second I put something heavy on them. Here, I'm hammering in a small guide first so the anchor doesn't go in crooked. Then I installed a couple of clothing hooks for convenience and added some cable organizers to keep the desk area looking clean instead of like a cable spaghetti disaster. And last but definitely not least, we got the snacks. Plus a cozy little seating area with some complimentary board games on standby. And here's the final result. I still know dick about interior design, but at least it all worked out in the end. Also, check this out.